guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. This week I want to share with you the 10 things that I actually forgot in my tiny house build. Now everyone's build and the idea of what they're going to want in their tiny house is going to be completely different, but I was hoping that this video could help you just in case some of the things that I forgot might be some of the things that you forget. A couple of these things of course might be on your list already, but for some reason they weren't on mine, so let's get to the video. All right, starting with number 1, I forgot to include a fire extinguisher. When I was planning my tiny house build, I knew that the builder was going to be putting in a smoke alarm, but it didn't occur to me that I needed a fire extinguisher as well. When I was living in the campground, my friends Amanda and Jimmy, they actually gave me a fire extinguisher, and now I do have one, but I didn't even think to include one, and I don't know why, but if my house was to get caught on fire, and it's just a little 28-foot by 8-foot house, so I better have something in my house. So yeah, don't forget that in your build, guys. Number 2, I forgot to have an air exchanger installed. Now, again, not everybody has to have an air exchanger installed in their house depending on where you live, but it is probably best if you do get one because of the air exchange in a tiny house, which supposedly there isn't much, and this is always depending on how many windows you have. I have 19 windows, but I didn't think about getting an air exchanger. I was living in Illinois for a while, so I didn't open my windows for the longest time, and this caused some problems. So a lot of people suggested getting an air exchanger, and even though I still don't have one and am still thinking about getting one, I had a handyman over and he kind of said that we couldn't do an air exchanger according to how much space was in between the walls. It was only like 3 inches and he needed 6 inches to work with, which means he would have had to build out a box in order to hold the air exchanger. So I'm all confused right now on whether to get an air exchanger, but a lot of people, when they had their houses designed, had one put in. So I'm kind of recommending do that before you get your build. It is something that I forgot to do. Number 3, some of you guys know that I recently had a platform put under my bed. Now this is something that I forgot in my custom build. My idea was to just put a mattress on the floor, but I didn't think about the ventilation from the floor to the bed. So a lot of people were suggesting getting either a wooden platform or a metal platform, or just some kind of ventilation padding underneath where it gives the bed and the floor a little bit of room to breathe. So if you guys are in the market for a tiny house, I would suggest doing that in your build. If you do plan to do it afterwards, then you could do what I did. I had a platform put under there by a handyman. He cut it down to 6 inches, and now I do have that little platform, so it's just something that I forgot in my original build. Number 4, now speaking of that same platform upstairs under my bed, I forgot to have the floors in my lofts sealed. So there is plain bare wood on my floor right now. So my floors can absorb moisture not being sealed. They can absorb moisture from the top. So say when the cats throw up, it seeps down into the floor and it makes a stain on the floor. If it was sealed, it would probably just wipe right off. So that is something that I forgot to do, was have my bedroom floors sealed as well as the cat loft floors, because they throw up on the carpet up there too. It's just something that I forgot in my build. Honestly, I kind of didn't forget it. I thought it was included when I got hardwood flooring in my contract, but I guess it wasn't included in the upper floors. So maybe it was just the main floor, but I don't know. If you guys have any ideas of how to seal the floor in my bedroom, I don't know if I do a stain. I don't know if I do polyurethane. I don't know what you seal the floor with. Or maybe just hire somebody to come and do it, because I don't know what I'm doing. But that is something I forgot to do. I really think I should have had it done. The mold problems that I had, it's one of the reasons I put a platform under my bed, is because I needed that to breathe. Now that I have it breathing, I just need the floor sealed so that moisture and humidity can't come up from the kitchen or the bathroom. Number 5, I forgot a desk in my business office. Yes, that's right. I custom designed my entire 8x8 business office and forgot to include a desk and a chair. My idea was to use the couch bed storage that I had put in this office and pull some kind of tray up to me or some kind of table that can be tucked away when not using. That didn't work out so well because the couch bed storage itself is not comfortable. It was high off the ground. I wasn't sure where to get those foam mattresses at or to have them custom built because my couch bed storages were made custom, so there wasn't something, say, on Amazon that sold that size. So I just purchased a backyard patio cushion and I put that on my couch bed storage. This raised me off the ground even more, and then when I pulled the food tray up to me, it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't a comfortable sitting area. So I finally fixed all of that, got rid of the couch bed storage that's actually in the barn right now, and I got a desk. It's something that I should have thought of in the beginning, but it's something that I forgot. So if you guys do use my idea and take this office idea, get a desk and chair if that's the kind of work you do, because it is helping so much. And I went through spending so much money on trying to fix the situation that I had. It just wasn't working. So think about it in the beginning and don't forget about it like I did. Number 6, in the beginning of my tiny house journey, I didn't even think to put a closet in my tiny house. So what I thought to do was I hung my clothes on the ceiling. I put 2 eye-hole screws, actually 3, and then I put a stick in between them, and that's where I hung my clothes on. I didn't have any room for a closet. I didn't think to put it in the storage staircase. I didn't think to put it in the bathroom. I didn't think to put it in my bedroom. I only thought of putting a dresser with 6 drawers, and that was holding specific items. But for my hanging clothes, I had no idea what I was going to do. Downstairs in my bathroom, I had a washer-dryer combo. Later on, I did get rid of the washer-dryer combo, and I did put my closet there. And I was able to take my ceiling clothes off of there and put them in that space. Again, if you have clothes that you are hanging up, if that is something that you want to design in your tiny house, do it, because I didn't do it and it caused, again, a couple problems and mishaps until it finally worked out in my favor. Number 7, I forgot to caulk the inside of my tiny house. Now, I forgot to include this in the build because I believe they were charging $1,600 to caulk the entire inside. Well, I kind of think I should have went with that now because I had a ton of problems. I had to do it myself and found a bunch of errors in this process. So I think if they would have done it, they would have taken care of all of that for me. I had a lot of bug problems with this not caulking. So, I can only get into specific places because they have, say, the counters screwed to the back wall. So I can't caulk the back line anymore because I can't get in there. So they've got like a cabinet against the back. I can't get in there. So I should have had them do the entire inside before they did all of that. $1,600 is not bad. I was just on their site looking to see if they still offered it, and I don't think they do because it doesn't have it anywhere on their site. So if you are in the market for a tiny house, I do suggest getting the outside and the inside caulked. If you can do it yourself, then go ahead. Me personally, with all the problems I ran into, I kind of just probably should have had them do it. It's just something that I think I forgot in my build. Number 8, I forgot to install a handrail in my tiny house. Now, this is not something that I wanted. I wanted the open space. I believe, according to the tiny house community, a handrail is required, so I forgot that in my build. When I found out that I was supposed to have some kind of handrail going up to my loft so that when people go up there, they don't fall, even though I'm kind of the only one going up there. So I went ahead and put these handrails in. I think there was about 4 of them. They're like steel looking ones, and they're on the wall. So if people do go up there, I always tell them, you know, if you want to go look up there, grab the handrails. So that is something that you might want to plan ahead of time if you're getting your house custom built, because that's something that I forgot. Kind of stayed away from, but I kind of should have had it done, but I didn't. Number 9, I forgot to add a real couch to my tiny house. Now, I chose to add 2 couch bed storages because I thought that that would be the answer to having a couch. But honestly, those things are so uncomfortable that I don't use either one of them as a couch. I don't sit on my living area couch anymore because it's being used as storage, but I used to sit on it when it had a cushion on there. I would sit at the counter, the flip-up counter, for my eating. It was like my dining room table. But since I got rid of the office one, and I still have that one in the living area using it as storage, I'm going to be getting rid of that, and I'm going to be getting a new couch. In fact, this entire office is going to be turned into a living area. Once I get my land, I'll take this entire office out of here, and then I will get real couches. It is something that I forgot in my build. I just thought that these 2 couches would be comfortable enough for me, and them being able to be turned out into a bed and then also used as storage, I thought that was kind of convenient, but as a couch, they're just not comfortable, so I cannot wait to get my real couches. And number 10, I forgot to get certification on my tiny house. Again, I feel that when I was in the groups and stuff, half the people would say you don't need it, and half the people would say that you do. Well, in my looking for places to stay when I first went tiny, I believe I called 37 different campgrounds, and only about 12 of them said yes for seasonal living and year-round living. But one of the questions that I asked was, do you need certification to all of those places? Some of them said yes, you did need certifications, so I'm sure that if I did have the certification, that would have opened up more options. I didn't want to go with the RVAH that my builder had. I didn't want to get RVIA because I didn't want to consider my house a recreational vehicle. And then I knew about NOAA, but I only learned about them afterward. And honestly, if I was to get any kind of certification now, it would be through NOAA if they were able to do, say, a post-inspection on my tiny house in order for me to get certified. I'm not looking to stay in another campground with my tiny house, but again, it's just good, I guess, if you have certification on your tiny house if you do choose to stay in places like a campground or RV parks. So that was 10 things that I forgot in my tiny house build. I guess it could have been worse. Most of you guys know that I took 1 whole year to plan out my tiny house journey, so I think I kind of want to say that I tried to think about everything, all the aspects, but you know, I did find these things that I actually forgot, and I'm sure there's actually more things that I forgot, but I'd have to think of those. I hope you guys are enjoying my journey. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification every time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Can't come up from, say, the kitchen or the bedroom. Sorry, the kitchen or the bathroom. It didn't have, it just didn't have, my feet couldn't swing. It's kind of, don't put that, don't hold it. That I kind of kept it to the minimum. Don't put that, I messed up. I have had to either fix them in the future, don't put that, probably do that before, don't put that, probably do that. I'm suggesting actually getting your house caulked on the inside and outside. Don't put any of that, I messed up.